We came here in 1992 and we were only planning to stay in Porirua for 3 years because at that time I liked Hamilton and everything happened there for me in Hamilton. And after 3 years we did really well, and then we just carried on till now. It's 20 years. And the business has changed, the people have changed, the whole generation has changed in the last 20 years. So now I wouldn't swap Porirua for anything else.
Did you experience any racism?
Yes, we do all the time. It comes in, comes a couple of times a week. There's always one. There always will be one. You cannot avoid it. Go back home, go back to India. Not the locals, not your regulars. It'll be just any random person. Like something happens, so they're not happy, and then that's how they react. Instead of nicely sorting it out, the racist past comes in, or nastiness comes out. But we used to it and we just ignore it because it's just part of the job. You are in the public and you got to take it.
Have you ever felt frightened?
For me in the shop in the last 20 years, no. Can you believe it? Well, I've never been threatened with anything. We've never had an armed robbery. We've never had a burglary. Can you believe in Porirua, in the main street? We've been here. Actually, nothing's happened. We've been very safe. And during the last years, we've built up a good reputation with customers, the locals, the schools. Well, I came to study here in Auckland. I did my 7th form, and then I went to Waikato, and I finished my BSc at Waikato University, and then I worked in Tirapa Dairy Factory for 7 years. And then after I got married and first one was born, we decided to do something for ourselves. So that's why we shifted to Porirua, and then we ended up buying a business.
Do you regret not using your science degree?
Not really, no. Because I worked for 7 years, and end of the day you are still working for somebody. And by being your own business, you sort of, end of the lifetime, you got something.
But what do you like about Porirua?
Porirua, because first it took me 3 years to adapt to the place. Because from Hamilton, when we came first from Hamilton was mostly white dominated area. So when we came here, it was a shock because there's so many different cultures, so many different kind of people. And people 20 years back were not as clever or smart. Their mouth was really big. Later on, we accepted it as this is the part of the culture we're in. And then we just carried on and actually made friends.
What about your children?
My oldest one is Chanel. He is doing BSc with honours in physics and maths, and Shani is very ambitious. He would not want to know the shop because most Indians carry on and the family children carry on, but for us I don't think it's going to happen. Chanel is very ambitious. He wants to carry on till he gets his PhD at Victoria. Then he is looking at going to maybe Japan or America. He wants to stay in Porirua. The young one is autistic. Being autistic is really hard for me to go anywhere, and because Shamil was born and schooled in Porirua, I am quite happy what we're doing here and how he is managed at high school. Me and my neighbor Paula, we're both looking at the same thing, so we probably have a joint party.